So do you want to know the secret to a perfect credit score? Even though statistically speaking, only 1% of people will ever achieve a credit score of 850 and above. But regardless of whether or not you're looking to improve your credit score in order to get approved for your next credit card or increase your borrowing power for your home loan, in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 actionable steps that you can take that will help you improve your credit score immediately. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Raymond, and on this channel, we talk about how to maximize value from our credit card. So consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you to WeMoney for sponsoring today's video. More about them later on in the video. But before we talk about how you can improve your credit score, we first need to understand why you should care about your credit score. Now, if you've ever finished high school in Australia, you would have received a ATAR score or an INTER score, which essentially shows potential universities how good of a student you are and how smart you are, and it helps you get into your desired course. Now, a good credit score essentially shows banks and potential lenders how good of a client you are. It essentially tells your lenders that you can manage your debts and pay all of your bills on time, which will enable you to more easily get approved for credit cards and increase your borrowing power. So the first step in getting a good credit score is first understanding what factors make up your credit score. So the factors which make up your credit score include your credit history, which includes things like making payments on time, the number of credit inquiries and any negative events that have happened on your account, the age of your credit profile, and also the type of credit that's being applied for. So are you applying for a mortgage, a new phone plan, or a credit card? So now that we understand the main factors that make up your credit score, let's go in and deep dive into how you can actually improve it based on these various factors. So the first step to improving your credit score is your credit history. This is the most important factor when it comes to calculating your credit score. So it's really essential that we learn how to pay all of our bills on time. I know it sounds pretty straightforward, pay your bills on time by the due date, but you'd be surprised at how many people forget this, and I've personally done this myself in the past as well. But the best way around this is to just set up automatic payments or at least reminders on your phone as to when bills are coming due. Now, this is definitely more of a cardinal rule to follow and doesn't just apply to your credit card bill, but all other bills as well, such as your electricity, your rent, and your mobile phone plans as well. So the next tip is something that you can do immediately that's going to help you improve your credit score, and that's to dispute any errors on your credit profile. If you've ever missed a payment or a series of payments, that is going to show up on your credit history and bring your overall score down. If you ever find an error on your credit report, in the first instance, reach out to the credit provider that the error relates to and just ask them if they can remove it from their system. 9 times out of 10, if you've been a good customer, they will remove it from their systems, and whilst you're at it, you may as well just ask them to refund you the late payment fee as well. I've done this several times and have never been rejected. Another route that you can take is to actually request that your credit reporting bureau actually go through and check on your behalf. So bodies like Equifax and Experian will actually conduct investigations on your behalf if you request them. Both of these bodies actually offer a free service to investigate the accuracy on your credit report. All you'll need to do is submit a request, and within 30 days, that credit reporting bureau will on your behalf contact all of your credit providers and conduct a thorough investigation. They'll review all of the information provided to you by your credit providers and then essentially make any amendments on your behalf automatically. The next tip on how you can improve your credit score is to limit the number of hard inquiries on your account. So hard inquiries occur whenever a lender looks into your profile to help them determine whether or not they're going to approve you for your credit application. Each hard inquiry that you make will essentially immediately drop down your credit score, and I'll show you a real example. So I use the WeMoney app to help me keep track of my credit score, which also happens to be the sponsor of today's video. So the WeMoney app provides you with monthly updates to your credit score, and it actually pulls data directly from Equifax and Experian, so it's a super simple way to keep track of your credit score on a monthly basis. It gives you an overview of your credit report. So we can see here on my account that I've made all of my payments on time. I currently have 7 accounts open and the age of my credit report is 7 years old. Now, if we look into the history of my credit score, we can see that back in May, my credit score was around about 968, and then it fell by 35 points to 933. And then back in October, a similar thing happened. My credit score was around about 941, and then it decreased down to 907. So in both times, around a 35-point decrease or 3.5%. Now, if we look into what activity was happening in my credit report around those times to figure out what caused it, we can see that during those months, I actually made new credit card applications. So new hard inquiries were being made on my account. So this is why if you want to improve your credit score, you should limit the number of hard inquiries on your account. Now, there's actually a lot more that you can do with the WeMoney app than just checking your credit score. It can help you track your net worth, it can help you budget and track all of your expenses, and even get some really good offers to help you consolidate your loans. So download the WeMoney app today, connect one of your financial accounts to the app, and we'll both receive $5. And when you do that, WeMoney will also plant a tree on our behalf. All the information will be in the description box down below. Now, having one hard inquiry on your account isn't that bad, but having multiple over a short period of time is where things get a little bit dicey and where credit providers could flag you as a high-risk customer, and this is why I recommend to spread out your applications over a period of time. Now, 2 common questions that come up here is firstly, how long should I wait in between each application? Well, let's take a look back into my credit score history to help us answer this very question. So if we look back in September, my credit score was 941. And then it fell by 34 points to 907 due to the hard inquiry that I made on my account. And then each month subsequently after that, we can see that my credit score improved month after month. And after 3 months, it actually recovered all the way up to 966, which was higher than what it was originally. So as a general guide, I think that if your credit score is in a good state right now, then probably wait 3 to 4 months in between each application. And if your credit score isn't doing so good right now, I'd probably wait a little bit longer and probably wait 5 to 6 months. Now, the second common question is, what if I'm shopping around for a new home loan and I'm looking to make, multiple inquiries with different banks to get the best rate? Well, good thing for you is that all inquiries made over a 45-day period will only count as one hard inquiry. So you can just go ham over 45 days and make multiple inquiries to multiple banks, and it will only count as one on your credit report. So the next actionable step that you can do to improve your credit score is to close your unused credit cards. Now, this is one of the tips that is unique to Australia. In other parts of the world, like the United States, a lot of experts actually recommend you never closing down any of your credit cards because it helps with your credit history, which is why you see so many people having binders and binders full of credit cards. But in Australia, closing down your credit cards actually improves your credit score because it shows lenders that you're being responsible with your credit and you don't just, have credit for the sake of having credit. I recently got an updated credit report from Equifax. In the summary section, in the contributing factors section, you can see that credit cards that have been closed has actually resulted in a slight increase to my credit score. This is proof from the credit reporting agencies themselves that closing down your credit cards will actually improve your credit score. So the next step towards improving your credit score is keeping your utilization low. Your credit utilization essentially refers to how much of the available credit you're currently using. A high credit utilization would essentially mean that you're close to maxing out all of your credit cards. And it often lowers your credit score because you might be deemed as risky to your credit providers. Now, whilst in America and in other parts of the world, having a low credit utilization is important to improving your credit score, in Australia, I'm actually not 100% sure yet as to whether or not this will actually improve your credit score. I was close to maxing out one of my credit cards last month, and my total credit utilization was around about 60%, which is definitely higher than what is recommended, but I didn't actually see any impact to my credit score at all. So take this one with a grain of salt as to whether or not it will actually improve your credit score. Regardless, I still think it's a good practice to follow to keep your credit utilization amortization low, because this means you're not taking on too much debt. Now finally, if you are someone who is struggling with their repayments, whether or not that be your credit card repayments or your mortgage repayments, then reach out to your credit provider and tell them about your situation. All of these providers have hardship teams in place who will work with you to create payment plans and even reduce your interest to help you better manage your debts and make sure that you don't miss any of your payments. It is actually in the interest of both you and your credit provider that you actually don't default on your debt. Many of the big banks gave mortgage holidays to people who are struggling with their repayments during COVID. If they hadn't, so many families would have struggled and definitely fallen behind on their payments, and this would have definitely impacted their credit score. Even American Express has a financial hardship program called CARE, who you can reach out to if you are struggling with your credit card repayments. And that's all of the tips that I had for you guys in today's video. Let me know what your credit score is down in the comments below. And if you learned anything new at all or enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And before you click off, if you're interested in knowing which credit cards to sign up for, make sure to check out this video right here.